Speaking of protecting kids, Bernie, we've seen the latest newsletter from the Australian Institute for Family Studies, and we might be able to get an image up there on the screen. But they've got an image of a supposed, normal family. It's two women. It's a child. It's a fatherless family. What is this saying about the place of fatherhood and the role of fathers in children in modern Australia? If a government-funded institute like the Australian Institute for Family Studies is putting this sort of stuff out?
Well, the bottom line is, as you well know, Lyle, there have been a number of people, a number of women, radical left-wing women, for a long period of time who've been of the view and have been pushing this view that men are not required. We are a surplus to needs, and that is something that distresses me enormously, because I think the role of fatherhood is extremely important, and I think every child is deserving of a mum and a dad. That's the bottom line. It's a pity the Family Institute doesn't put out the figures showing just how important having a mum and a dad is to the welfare of children. But I think you've got these people who are pushing an appalling, dreadful agenda that is going to hurt kids, and unfortunately they are controlling the government as well, and that can't be good for any of us.
Yeah. Now, Bernie, also on the Australian Institute of Family Studies website, I stumbled across another helpful taxpayer-funded publication. They've helpfully published a glossary of LGBTIQA+ common terms. It introduces us cisgender males to new terms such as endosex. Now, according to the glossary, Bernie, endosex is a term used to describe people whose innate sex characteristics meet medical and conventional understandings of male and female bodies. Bernie, have you ever thought of yourself as an endosexual?
I have to say I have never thought of myself as an endosexual, and I would really appreciate it if nobody else did. That would be a very good thing. I mean, I have no objection, I have to say, Lyle. I have no objection to people using their imagination. I think imagination, the human imagination, is a God-given gift, and people have a right to use it as they will and come up with some weird and wonderful and really strange things. But hey, it crosses the line when we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
If they want to sit in a paddock and come up with this weirdo stuff, then good luck to them. But I'm not paying for it. You shouldn't have to pay for it, and people who are viewing this today shouldn't have to pay for it. That's the bottom line. That all of this is happening across the board on our dime.
Yeah.
And that is something that should not be tolerated in Australia, particularly at a time when we have a cost of living crisis, a time when hospitals and schools and so many public institutions are in desperate need of money. We're throwing huge amounts or huge numbers of dollars at this weirdo stuff that is it really helping anybody?
No, it's not, and it's just confusing kids, as we were talking about earlier. This is why we need your voice in the Senate, Bernie. Bernie, just finally, down in your home state of Victoria, two former premiers, Jeff Kennett, who was your old boss back in the day, and probably Denis Napthine as well, have joined John Pesutto, your Liberal leader down there, who was, labelled and slurred and defamed Moira Deeming and other brave women as Nazi associates. So Kennett and Napthine are supporting and donating to John Pesutto's legal fight against Moira Deeming, who's trying to restore her good name. What do you make of this?
Well, Lyle, you can also add Ted Beattie to that. He was a premier there for a little while. Wasn't much of a premier, pretty lousy premier actually, but he's kicking in as well. So but the Beattie has got lots of money, so that won't worry him. Look, I think it is an absolute nonsense for Jeff and Denis and Ted to be doing this. If somebody wants to defame somebody else, if somebody wants to come out and say something that is blatantly wrong about somebody else and they are sued for that, they should be responsible for their own actions. They shouldn't be going around cap in hand begging for money from people, and who knows, we're told that a list is coming. Moira has already announced some of the people that have contributed to her defence, or was it the prosecution? I'm not sure. One or the
prosecution,
other. I think that responsibility is a vitally important thing in political leaders. And if John Pesutto cannot take personal responsibility for what he has said and what he has done, then he's failed the first test. I'm very, very concerned that this thing is going to go on and on forever. I know how difficult it is to raise money, as indeed you do, Lyle, for political purposes, and to think that millions and millions of dollars potentially are going to go into this case from both sides when there's an election, 2 years away.
It's crazy.
Just absolutely astounds me.
Crazy
And
stuff.
one of my great hates in life is waste.
Yeah.
And if this isn't waste, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they thinking?
Well, it's waste and it's an injustice against people like Moira, who was simply defending the rights of girls and women to have their private spaces. And of course, you're at the forefront of that fight. And it's sad to see the Liberal Party tearing itself apart in Victoria. But that's why you and I are doing what we're doing. Bernie, you're going to be out and about.
I don't think the Liberals have a future in Victoria. I think the game is up. And that's why, as you were about to say, that's why we need Family First.
Absolutely.
Because Family First is a genuine, a fair dinkum Conservative Party that is standing up for the things that really matter to ordinary people. And that's something that the Liberals haven't done for a very long time.